Hey, hustling like Russell, hustling like Russell. El dinero mi gusto, mi gusto. What up, though? Double up, then triple that, yeah. Double up, then triple that, yeah. Triple up, then double that, yeah. Zip 'em up, then double back. You know where you can find us. At the table with the trailblazers, pathfinders. Why would you attack Midas? Backbiters don't want smoke with the fact finders. You ain't getting to the bag like us. We know we crazy with it, you can't gaslight us. So when we pop out like when you backlight us, we there to shut it down like a bad virus. Y'all been sleep forever, got the bad itis. We about to make waves till they flatline us. I'm Russell Westbrook to the staff writers, racking up the numbers for the stat hypers. Hey, hustling like Russell, hustling like Russell. El dinero mi gusto, mi gusto. What up, though? Double up, then triple that, yeah. Double up, then triple that, yeah. Triple up, then double that, yeah. Zip 'em up, then double back.
Take a look at that scoreboard, we run it up. The team stay cooking something up, but we never feel that we done enough. Pick and roll, give and go, got them mad, they getting teed up. 580, baby, from shady to great, that be us. Moving more than talking, we don't care about if they see us. Grinding all the time, it's hard to find us with our feet up. Daddy told me this, that dirty work, I roll my sleeves up. Mama told me keep applying pressure, never ease up. Curry with the flow, so every time I'm throwing threes up. Doubted when we started out, but now they all believe us. Things get hot, we pull up and we ready, little Caesars. May not see the harvest, but we steady sowing seeds, bro. Great.
Hey, hustling like Russell, hustling like Russell. El dinero mi gusto, mi gusto. What up, though? Double up, then triple that, yeah. Double up, then triple that, yeah. Triple up, then double that, yeah. Zip 'em up, then double back. Still with it, ill with it since my 88. Big Brody on this job to make the shady grade. Hustle Westbrook, I'm always trying to make a play. And I'm known to hold it down like a paperweight. If hating is your day-to-day, then it's not your day-to-day. No vacation days, every day is Labor Day. Your number's temporary, that's a paper play. I got 10 ways I be making pay. You could pick 6, what's the takeaway? From now on, call me Raven J. When I elevate, you don't wanna play with Ray. Hey, hustling like Russell, hustling like Russell. El dinero mi gusto, mi gusto. What up, though? Double up, then triple that, yeah. Double up, then triple that, yeah. Triple up, then double that, yeah. Zip 'em up, then double back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I Should Do a Podcast. Today I have a very special guest. He's someone that I call a friend. He's from Newport News, Virginia. I only know 3 people from there, him, Ella Fitzgerald, and Michael Vick. So hopefully he can tell us a little bit more about Newport News. But check this out, man. I got special guest, Ayvio, a rapper turned singer. Man, I'm telling you, man, the guy's awesome. He has a musical voice that just, he transcends music. And I just want you guys to get to hear his story today, hear what he's saying. He blends honest storytelling, raw emotion with an eclectic love of music to create art that transcends genre lines. He's based in the beautiful Great 580 of Lawton, Oklahoma. Like I said, born and raised in Newport News, Virginia. Give it up, give it up, give it up for Ayvio.
Oh man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate you out.
What's happening? What's happening? My man, look at him. Don't he look like money? He look like money. Man, my boy look like money. Say, man, I love to see it, man. My boy looks blessed right now. He looks like God is ready to use him. So we're gonna get into this thing right here now, man. What the name Ayvio? Where's it come from?
So Ayvio, it's really just my initials, man. AVO. But what I did was I kind of just threw the extra letters in there so it would be pronounced right. I didn't want people to say like Avo or Avo or anything like that. So I threw the Y and the I in there so you can phonetically say it. But yeah, it's just my
he said, I just threw the wine. Hey, I just did it. I just added letters to my initials. You figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. And it looked pretty dope when I was typing it out, so I was like, okay, I'll go with it.
Right, right. Yo. Check this out, though. Check this out, man. A lot of people don't know this, but before we get into music, man, I first met you. You were doing comedy. Tell us about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. When we first met, man, it was like 08, 09, something like that, man. I was doing stand-up comedy. New to the game, doing comedy. It's kind of how I got into music seriously. So I started out like 2009. I think it was my first time actually doing stand-up comedy. Did it at my local church. Man, I bombed. I didn't do well at all. Nobody laughed. The pastor's wife, she yelled out from the crowd for me not to quit my day job.
Oh no!
So I got like heckled my first time out, and I quit. And then like a month later, somebody from OKC hit me up and was like, "Man, we heard you did good." And I was like, "Man, stop playing with me." They were like, "Nah, man, we want you to come up here and do our youth program." So I came up there, did the same exact set, killed it. Then I was hooked from there, and that led to years and years of doing comedy.
Man, that's decent, man. See, I didn't know that because like the first time I seen you, your comedy was it was tight enough to where I can see it was in the church setting, so I can see how you tuned it down, and it kind of had like little it was straight laced to the point where it's see a lot of people don't understand even in rapping and music and comedy it's harder to do it kind of straight laced than to just throw in some vulgarity right there just to as a filler of a word. I don't have a word, so I can just fill it with beep beep beep. So it was kind of straight laced. And I was like, wait, that's actually tight. So yeah, I remember that. So
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. It's everybody can't do comedy. Everybody think they're funny, but everyone can't do comedy. So for you to be able to get over, when a pastor white boo you,
man,
pastor white boo him.
Hey, I looked at the comment. It says we have no sound.
Oh, word. Hold on. There's no sound? Give me a second. Technical difficulties. Look like we have technical difficulties. Hold on, man. What's going on here? What's going on here? Why don't we have any sound?
We have sound. That's just her phone, and I say that because that was my mom put that in the comments. We're gonna keep on moving. I hear it on my phone.
Wait. I'm sorry, moms. I'm sorry, moms. Look, moms.
I'm sorry.
Unmute it, please. I would like for you to hear this. Okay, Victor Dixon says he hear it. Okay. But as you guys can see on this flyer here, Ayvio will be in Austin on June the 9th, Dallas, June 11th, Houston, June 16th. We're going to get back to this interview, get back to talking to Ayvio, man. But for those of you that don't have the sound, I apologize. We will reload and upload this back to our YouTube page, and we will share it again via Facebook. And actually, Ayvio will get a copy so he can be able to share it and chop it up anywhere he wants to as well. So, what I do thank you all for looking, listening, and just sharing the podcast, man. Because I should do a podcast. Ayvio, my man. When did you start music?
So that's a tricky question for me. Like, I've always grown up like singing in the choir, youth praise team, stuff like that. I wrote my first song when I was 10. It was trash. Just wasn't good at all. And from there, I started rapping like in middle school, high school, like freestyling at the lunch tables and stuff like that. And then I let it go. Like I just didn't do it. I did battling and stuff like that early on in college. Then I stopped. And then that was it. Then when I joined the Army, moved out here to Lawton, Oklahoma. That was like in 2008. Still didn't mess with it at all because I hadn't done music in so long. And then 2011, I believe it was. That was in 2011. Brother by the name of Moses Oatman invited me out to a dorm room on Cameron University's campus to record some background vocals. We were singing in the choir together. He asked me to come out and record some background vocals. When he was there, I was like, "Hey man, I used to rap back in the day, man. Let me rap on one of your songs." He was like, "All right, man, go ahead." Right? But he didn't mean go ahead and rap on the song. He was like, "Go ahead, like, man, go somewhere with that." Because I was a comedian, so everybody thought I was joking. So I was like, "Man, nah, let me rap." So he finally let me get on a song. He heard it, he thought it was dope. He sent me to another brother in the church, Ferb, to kind of own my skills. I was kind of rusty, kind of new at the same time. Spent some time over there with them. Met who would be like my partner in this music for the longest time, Rodney Mitchell and Red Son. And then from there, we formed Alpha Team. That had a good run, and then I was solo. So I marked my beginning in 2012. That's when I first recorded a single song for myself, by myself for the purpose of putting out music. So 2012. So it's been like 10. Long
Okay,
answer.
that's no good. That's a good answer. But listening to that answer, I'm trying to remember what was the first song. I can't remember.
Man, it was a song called Notice. It was uh it was on the Otis beat from Jay-Z and Kanye when they did that Otis song.
I need to hear that.
And then
I need to
it
hear
was
that.
called Notice. You know what's crazy, man? Every once in a while, somebody who's been rocking with me since the beginning will come to me and be like, "Man, I
I
still
need
rock
to hear
that
that
Notice
because
right
that
now."
beat is a beat that if you did what I know you're capable of doing, that might be one of your sleepers. Because I know what you're capable of, so that might be a
Yeah,
sleeper.
man. I'm still kind of proud of it because it was my first song.
Okay.
But it's 48 bars straight, no hook, nothing, just
Okay,
me.
so you
48
the
bars.
so you the game now. Okay. He said 48. I need to hear that for real though.
48
But
bars.
I actually have some old Ferb stuff that you're on with Quiet Storm and Red Sun that I can share with you later. But okay, man, I want to hear that song. So you
I'm gonna
remember?
send it to you. I think I can find
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Moving on to where you're going now in it as a single solo artist. How did that come about? Like, where did you get the inspiration to just like? Because I remember there was a time where you took like a little break from music, and I wasn't hearing from you. Then you just came out and you came out like nice. So what happened?
Appreciate it.
did you go to Wakanda? What happened?
So in the time where like the last project that we dropped from Alpha Team, I think was in 2014. Get Live. And then there was like a span, like you said, of 5 years. You really didn't hear anything from me until 2019 when I came out as Ayvio and did my first project. In those 5 years, we were actually still recording. We have a we had a whole album that we pretty much finished with that we did not bring out. But in that time, man, I was still writing, still recording, coming up with song concepts, and really developing as an artist. Because when I first came in, like you said, I was with Ferb, and it was like, if you remember, it was like 8, 9, 10 of us all together over there. And so it was so easy for somebody to come up with a concept and throw it my way, and I write a quick 16 and then it's over. And then when you narrow it down to Alpha Team, where it was 3 of us, it was pretty much the same thing. I may have to come up with a hook every now and then, but it was pretty much my 16 and then out. And then Alpha Team got down to 2 members. Then it was, okay, now I got to come up with more concepts, more more hooks, more songs all together. And then for life had it so that Quiet Storm and I kind of slowed down a little bit, and he was focusing on his business ventures. And man, I'm still over here like, I gotta make music, bro. Like, I gotta make music. It's still in me, you know what I mean? It's still something that I really want to do. I feel a calling on it. And my wife and I, we have been doing marriage ministry, teaching classes and stuff like that. So um, the marriage type music is where I naturally flowed to when it was just me. So I'm writing about my life, my life with my wife, and just the ups and downs of that, and just putting it into music. And that's when I when I decided to actually record what I had been feeling. And the first person I actually played it for was Quiet Storm. I played him like 3, 4 songs that I've been working on with Future, and he listened to him and he was like, "Man, these dope. Run with this. It's your time. Go." And I was like, "Bet." Once I got the blessing from Big Bro, I was gone.
Let's go. Shout out to Quiet Storm. Shout out to Future, man. Man, I'm glad that you said that because we're gonna come back to that. But you talked about going into marriage ministry and that was kind of your focus and it kind of gave you an inspiration to where your music was heading. So tell us about I noticed that you were one of those guys that you married your preschool sweetheart. You didn't marry your high school sweetheart. You married the chick that y'all wore the same diapers. Talk to us about
Man,
that for a little bit. Not too much, but just a little something
yeah,
about the couple thing.
yeah, man. I got married at 19. We were both 19. To a girl that I've known since we were 2 years old, and we grew up together. Grew up in the same church. Our parents are friends, and our families know each other well. And we got married young and built a family and moved away from our families. So she's from Virginia as well, and we're about 1,400 miles away from home. And we got out here at 20. We were 21, 2021 when we moved out here, and really had to start fending for ourselves, both well, not just both in our relationship, uh, as far as our spiritual relationship as well, financially. Um, we just couldn't rely on too many people. But what that did was, and we also had a lot of growing up to do. We were barely out of our teens,
Right.
so we went through a lot of bumps and scrapes and bruises and everything as a young couple because we didn't know we had such a good network to talk to. Shout out to our mentors who, really told us like, "Hey, look, we're here, we're resources, use us." You know what I mean? But for the first few years,
That's
man,
good.
it was really rough. It was really rough, and so um, as we started to get better, I was telling her, I was like, man, I wish there were more couples out there, when we were going through that would look and say, hey, we've been through that too. This is how we got out of it. It may not work for you the same exact way, but we want to let you know that you're not the only person going through that. You're not the only person who had, bills overdue. You're not the only one who caught the other one texting somebody they shouldn't have been texting or calling somebody they
Well,
shouldn't have been calling. You know what I'm saying?
come on, man.
And I'm like, let's be that voice.
Yeah.
I feel like God did not take us through all of that just for us to be quiet and watch the next couple go through the same stuff that we, you know. So,
That's
how they say
powerful.
like be the example that you wish you had.
Wow.
That's what we've been trying to do, man. Just trying to be what we wish was available for us.
Man, that's a powerful way to put it, man. Be the example that you wish you had because like you said, it's kind of hard to even know where to look for an example and for you to have like to take experiences and whatever your musical talents and your creativity and you wrote this song, man. And this was like after your little hiatus, you came up with this song and I just was like, Ashley, he's doing something with this, and I think, and you know what I'm talking about, right? Are we done yet, or what's
Oh
the name
yeah,
of it?
yeah, yeah.
And
Are we
and
done,
and when
love?
I
That
heard
that
the
was good.
song, and I was like, wait, let me hear this again, because when you hear a Christian artist do music, you want to hear it. You're waiting for the Jesus punchline, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
music spoke and it ministered and I wasn't crowded with the Jesus punchline. I was crowded with the fact that listen, that this you're hearing right now, experiences and principles in here, and tell me how you came to that.
yeah. It's funny. The first song I actually recorded was a song called "Smile on Your Face." I mean, as a solo artist, it's called "Smile on Your Face," right? And I was very conscious because of my Christian rap background. We gotta be talking about Jesus all the time.
Ain't
You know what
nothing
I'm
wrong
saying?
with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, but that's how I felt. I was just
Right.
like, man, you can't do no music unless you preaching Jesus every song. So my first song that I recorded was called "Smile on Your Face," and it was almost like you play it one time and listen to it. It sounds like I'm talking to a girl. but then you go back and you play it again and you really listen to it. Sounds like I'm talking to God. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was like one of those songs where you can go back and forth with it, and like it was dope. But then I was like, nah, I can't be, in and out with it. If I'm gonna talk about my wife, I need to talk about my wife and be honest about it, because it's not all smiles and Hallmark cards.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And so, and the testimony in itself is, giving God His props, because when you listen to my music, when you hear my story, and I can't say in its entirety because it's not done, but when you hear my story along the way, you will hear me tell you, look, we were wrong, I was wrong, I had to go pray and get this right, or
Come on, man.
this is a great time for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even the feel good songs about going out and having a good time and stuff like that, and going out to dinner and everything, it's really based on, man, I'm trying to show people this is how you pour into your marriage. A healthy marriage is one of the greatest things that God created. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just how to keep that up, being a good steward of what God gave you. You know what I mean? So although you may not, get the same level of theology or doctrine as
Mhm.
as what you probably came used to with me with Alpha Team, trust me, the mission is still the same, and that's just to pour into the kingdom, man.
Man, I enjoy it. And I like the way you put that, man. You may not hear certain punchlines and taglines, but the mission is still the same. Because when I listen to that record, yeah, I call it a record. I'm getting old. Yeah, when I listen to
man,
that record,
still
man,
say,
I was like,
oh, they got all these songs on the CD.
yeah, man, these old whippersnappers, they don't understand what we went through. They don't know nothing about tapes and having to, we used to steal music from the tape deck. You put the paper towel, or
Yeah.
you get the tissue, put it in the little cracks at the top, and you record the top 10 on the radio. Man, they don't know, man. We had to struggle. We struggled, man. But yeah, listening to that song, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that song ministered so much, man, because you don't get that from people like in our age range. That's just because everyone they want the perception of, or most of the time it's the perception of, oh, they're a young couple, they don't have any struggles. Nah, son, we've been together since the 90s. We still young because we got together at a young age, but we've been together since the 90s. Well, of course, we have struggles, a lot of them, and that ministered to me, man. And I'm telling you, man, when I was driving, like I think I was either going to Austin or San Antonio, man, and I played that song like 5 times, like in a row. 5 times is kind of a limit. You don't want to go. You get to 10 is kind of obsession. So like 5 times in a row, I just was like, okay. Then I just cut it off. I'm like, and I didn't want to listen to no more music. I'm like, look, man, this brother's saying something. I'm thinking in my head, how do you get people to hear this? Because I'm thinking like, I need to hear this at the time I heard it. Somebody else may need to hear it at the time they need to hear it. How do you feel is a good way to get music out like that to people that may not know that music like that is not only entertaining because of the quality of the content, but it's actually something that if you listen to, you can get something from it and use it in your life?
Man, the way I've been doing, I did a little promo on that, through Facebook and everywhere else, but I put it out there, and for some reason, like, it's been almost 3 years since I put that song out. In fact, 3 years this month. And even now, I get people who hit me up and say, man, I just found this song and it's on time. You know what I mean? Or they'll hear another song from that album, like Back to Love or something like that. And they'll be like, man, it's on time. This is what I needed at the time. Man, so I just trust and believe that God's going to put it on whoever's playlist when they need it. You know what I mean? It might slide up in your Pandora when you need it. You know what I mean? So, man, I'm just still believing that.
Okay. I'm gonna skip a little bit now because I see what's going on with this time. It's like this time is moving kind of quick. I want to go Tiny Desk. Talk to me about that. I seen the Tiny Desk, man. Y'all are some fools. You know that? I say that, man. Fools in the affectionate, loving way. Y'all are some fools. Talk to me about the Tiny Desk experience, man.
Man, it was great. We got together. I told my team, my band, like, look, this year's the year we're gonna put in for Tiny Desk. We've been talking about it since 2019, and I'm like, yo, this is the year we're actually going. So they were like, what song we gonna do? I'm like, man, we don't even have the song yet. I haven't written it yet, haven't recorded yet, but I know I'm writing a new one just for this, and it's gonna fit, right? So gearing up for it, I go to the studio, I write it, record it, come out, give it to the team. They're like, okay, why this one? I'm like, oh man, because it's gonna be this is how the video is gonna be. Like I had this whole vision, and everybody who heard it, everyone who was a part of it, Jason Elbert from ProMotion Media, like they immediately caught on once I started to tell them how they fit into it. And so it was just something that beautifully came together. Um, Shout out to Jeff Elbert for playing the teacher, Mr. Eugene as we call him, and then Moses Oatman again, the one who put me on to this music game. He played the custodian, and he actually does whistle on the original track. Um, so the melody that I came up with, he actually whistled it for me. But we did the video, we posted it up, and we were just like, man, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. Next thing you know, man, they started featuring us on the NPR blog, on their Instagram page, on Twitter, and everything. They started using the video for other videos, and it's just become a blessing, man. Um, it's led to so many other things, people seeing it, different opportunities. And it just opened a lot of doors. Unfortunately, we did not win the competition. They just announced that yesterday. I believe, yeah, it was yesterday. They went with another young lady, another talented young lady, and it just wasn't our time this time. However, uh, God has seen fit to bless us in so many other ways, man. We're about to go on tour next month, like you said, uh, June 9th, June 11th, June 16th, and we're trying to add some more dates to that. So yeah, it's been great, man.
Okay, speaking of tours, talk to me about
Yes.
this little Texas wing of, you got going on right here.
Yeah, we're gonna be swinging through Texas on a few dates, man. June 9th, we're in Austin. June 11th, we're in Dallas. June 16th, we're in Houston. We're hoping to add some out of state, well, Texas is out of state for us anyway. But we're hoping to add places like Denver and Chicago before the end of the summer, and maybe even get out to the East Coast if, Lord willing. Now, So Far stands for Songs from a Room. As a company, man, they do these pop up concerts in over 320 cities throughout the world, man. And it's really dope. It's a way to expose people to new music. There's a selection process. You apply, they select you and everything. But they actually, and this opportunity came a little different. I don't know if I can go into all the details of how it came about, but anyway, uh, 3 artists go to a secret location. If you buy a ticket, you'll find out 36 hours before the show exactly where the location is. You won't find out the artist until you get there, but I'm allowed to tell my fan base where I'm going to be, what dates, and give them a promo code too. You can see it on your screen. So Far Music 15, man, and it's really like small, intimate settings with stripped back sets. So you won't see the normal Ayvio show where me and the aviators are, up and hype and jumping around and, you know, getting into it like that. It's really gonna be a time where you just get to hear my new music I've never performed before, stripped back and just vibe with me on some of my new ideas. These songs may be put out, songs may not be put out. I don't know, but we're just gonna give them a try.
Okay. Man, I'm looking forward to that. I can say for sure I'll be there at June 11th. I'm definitely going to be there, and we're going to see, since it's going to be intimate, I might put some hard bottoms on. I don't know, because I'm not going to be jumping up and down with the aviators. I want it to fly, but it's all good, though. It's all good.
We're going to come back through and we're going to take flight
Hey,
for real.
you got to come back, man. Y'all got to come
sir.
back because you know what it is. I want to get down with the aviators. I want to fly. Hey, man, I seen another flyer you posted about what's going on with that?
The Memorial Day weekend?
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Memorial Day weekend. Shout out to Supreme Team Events. We were invited out to be a special guest performance at the Memorial Day weekend all white party here in Lawton. I think it's at 203 and a half C Avenue, Lawton, Oklahoma.
Okay.
And man, it's just gonna be a good time, man. A grown feel. Um, the beauty about the type of music that I've been doing is that it can be played anywhere. I don't want to say anytime. You feel me? Because I I don't think most people will want this for praise and worship on Sunday morning, and I understand that. But definitely at a marriage seminar or something like that in an appropriate setting. Yeah, I'll do the whole setting in the church. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, it's just beautiful to be able to transcend different places and connect with different people, man. Because people hear the music, they hear it. It has an R&B sound or a pop sound or whatever sound they attribute it to, and they follow me. And then when they actually follow me or connect with me, man, they really get to see the person that I am, and where my heart is, and where my heart for God and my heart for family. You know what I mean? As well as my love with music. So they get to see the whole deal, man, outside of the walls.
Okay, man. We're gonna close this thing down, but I'm just trying to remember. This is a personal question. I asked myself to ask you this.
Cool.
So I said, self, I wonder if Ayvio remembers the last time we saw the Mamba.
Yes.
Word. I'm glad. See,
yes.
Give me some air horns for that. I'm glad you remember that, man. I still remember that day, yo. Look, man, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it, man.
Man, for real. I was about to get a little emotional because, definitely because you said the last time we saw the Mamba, and it was his last away game of his career.
Right.
And he was playing in OKC that night, and I remember the day of, my wife hit me up and was like, "Go ahead and grab some tickets," and I hit you up. I was like, "Man, I'm going to the game." You were like, "Say less, cop the ticket." I remember we picked you up from the gas station over there on Rogers Lane, going towards the highway. You know what I'm saying? And I remember it was me, you, Moses Open again. Man, that brother's like in almost every one of my songs.
Moses everywhere, yo.
Me, you, Moses, man, we hopped in the car. We drove up there. We got to see Cole lace them up one more time. I remember we bought shirts.
Man, we bought bootleg shirts.
The next night, man, he ruined that shirt because he dropped another 60-point game on us. And now them shirts ain't even accurate.
Man, messed my shirt up. I got the shirt that all his records and accomplishments that he go out and do something else. That's just like Kobe to do that.
Just like Kobe. Ruined my shirt. It's just hanging up in the closet right now.
Man, that's just like Kobe, man.
Of course I remember that. Of course.
Another time, man, that before I let you go, man, another time that I think about a lot, man, that I posted that picture on Facebook today of the time when you came out to support me on my second video, actually, and you were there in the crowd wearing the mutant colors as well. That was the close-knit, the way how close this thing is, and me seeing it turn around and go full circle and watching you explode, man, you don't understand how much that pleases me, man. So as you can see, I don't even be knowing what's going on, but when you post it, I share it. Sometimes I don't even read it. He posted it, I'll share it. Let's get it out there.
Man, I appreciate that. I see the picture with me and Dave Vito too, man. Shout out to Dave Vito.
Man,
it's crazy how y'all now moved from here. Y'all live closer to each other now in y'all area.
Yeah. That's man, another buddy. He will be on the show.
I remember that.
Yeah, man. I remember that day, man. But I'm about to close this out. I got 5. You got to answer this for me. Your top 5 R&B albums of all time. See, I know you in the church, but I also know because you sing, you got to have some R&B in you. You can't just sing and not have no R&B in you. Give me your top 5. Okay, if you don't even have albums, if you just have 5 songs. Oh, see, you a singer. No, he's a singer. S-A-N-G-A. Give me your top 5 albums, R&B albums right now. We're going to close this thing out, man.
Top 5. And these are all because of like the time that they came out.
Okay.
All right. So number 5 would have to be, I don't know if this is considered R&B, but I would have to go with The Emancipation of Mimi.
Okay.
By Mariah Carey.
It's poppy, but okay.
Yeah, it's poppy. Number 4 would be The Breakthrough by Mary J. Blige.
Come on, boy.
Number 3 would be Turning Point by Mario.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. Go ahead.
Look. if you can figure out the time period, this was all like 2004, 5-ish. This is like when my wife and I were in our real falling in love stage right there.
No judgment,
so
buddy.
These songs were like the soundtrack to our lives. So, I mean, these albums. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Gotta take Mario out.
Okay.
Invincible, Unpredictable by Jamie Foxx. Will place Mario.
That's a good... Okay, we're going to stop right here. Man, we got to close this out. Man, that's an underrated album. That album is underrated, man. Nobody don't give it the props it deserves, man.
Unpredictable by Jamie Foxx had to be number 3.
Go ahead.
I'm going to do the next 2 real quick.
Go ahead.
Number 2, Get Lifted by John Legend. And number 1, Confessions by Usher.
You all right in my book. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you all for watching the podcast. I Should Do a Podcast with your boy Ayvio. He's out here. Remember, the links are in the comment section. It will be in the description. We're gonna load this up to YouTube. Follow him, like him, subscribe to it. You see his Twitter, you see his Instagram, and let the brother know that he has some support out here because there's not many like him. And I say that not just because he's here, but because I know there's not many like him. But Ayvio, I thank you, brother, for being here, man. And we'll do this again next time. Man, we got so much we could talk about, like we said in pre-post. But get out of here, man. You got to go.
Man, bring me back, man. Bring me back another time. I'm definitely coming back. You should do a podcast with me again. Podcast. There we go.
Let's go.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
No doubt. Ayvio.
We've been here before, but here we go again. Fussing and fighting this uphill battle that neither of us will win. And I'm not backing down, you're not backing down. We're both in our feelings, tempers through the ceiling. Stuff that we got over is coming back around. I call you a liar, you call me a clown. I'm not listening now, trying to figure out how to hurt you now. Cause you acting wild, we both screaming loud. Think I'm leaving now, no one's thinking how we can work this out. You calling me out of my name, and I'm thinking about doing the same. Why do we keep playing this game? I can't believe the words I just said. I'm saying the most hurtful thing to pop in my head. And I never knew loving you would be this tough. Are we making up? Are we done, love? I feel like giving up. You feel like quitting me. We said till death do us part. But this is killing me. This just doesn't feel right no more. I don't even want to fight no more. I want to pack my things, walk out the door. What are we fighting for? I don't know. You don't know. I'm looking for emotion that you don't show. Cause you just go off the deep end. Strength this weekend. I point out flaws, you just defend. Insecurities start to creep in. The shots that I take are getting cheapened. Every insult stone is felt. We don't care, we ain't below the belt. I see you crying and I should stop, but my heart is grown too cold to melt. You are not hearing the word that I say to you. We keep going back and forth, so girl, tell me what's the use? I can't believe the words I just said. I'm saying the most hurtful thing to pop in my head. And I never knew loving you would be this tough. Are we making up? Are we done, love? I feel like giving up. You feel like quitting me. We said till death do us part. But this is killing me. This just doesn't feel right no more. I don't even want to fight no more. I want to pack my things, walk out the room, walk out the door.
Daddy.
Oh, princess. Oh, I didn't know you were standing here. How long have you been listening? Okay, look, me and mommy were just talking in our big voices because, look, Hey, I know something we can do. Let's play a game, cover your eyes, peekaboo.
But I'm too old to play peekaboo.
That's right. I have to come a little better, huh? Look, okay, I have an idea. How about the two of us get out of here? Just hop in the car and ride around town. How does that sound? That sounds? Okay, cool, look. Maybe we'll stop for some ice cream. Hit the arcade, then go see a movie. Anything special that you want to see?
No, I'm not choosing.
Okay, if you're not choosing, then why not just go pop some popcorn and come back and turn on the Blu-ray?
Cool, or maybe we can play 2K.
2K? What you know about that?
I know I'm a beast. You don't want this to work.
Okay. Hey, look, I'll be right back. You just stay here with mommy, okay? Daddy has to go step outside real quick.